There we go. So, welcome and good evening to our first team training call, going back to the Thursday night's team training call. Moving forward, every Monday at 8:30, there'll be an opportunity call on Ben's link. Every Thursday at 9 p.m. on this line, there'll be a team training call. Now, corporate are going to start promoting these calls as well. So the emails that you guys get from Direct Sellers Corporate will have all the details of our calls on top of them as well. So we want to really open this out, and we want to get the numbers right up, and we want to really start to build a community within Direct Sellers rather than just keeping it close to us. So as I said, tonight is our first one back since changing it over, and I reached out to our special guest on Monday and said to him that I know it's short notice and I know you're really busy, but I can't think of a better person to help us kickstart our team training calls in 2018. And I'm really excited to not only to listen to this guy tonight, but I can't wait to see him again in Vegas and shake his hand. And you know, he is a celebrity within Direct Sellers. His wealth and knowledge regarding our amazing product is first class. And I am literally, with that being said, I don't want to take up any more time because I want you guys to listen and to learn and to just sit back and soak it all up and just enjoy these words that he's going to share with us. So, Mr. Jerry Greenfield, how are you?
Good afternoon here, good evening there, and thanks very much for inviting me on the call. It's really a pleasure. I really enjoy doing these kinds of calls to reach out, to get to know some of the members, especially our friends over in the UK, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in Las Vegas as well. We were talking about that. We were emailing back and forth all week about it. As a matter of fact, I just got out of a meeting a little while ago with PJ and Johnny Gilbert, and we're talking about a lot of things, about some of the things that we're going to be doing going forward, and some of the programs that we're going to be offering in Las Vegas. And I know it's kind of there's a little bit of a distance for a lot of you, but if you can get to one of our events, whether it's in Las Vegas, New York is probably a lot easier. I really hope you can come because there's a lot of tremendous I call it information and inspiration that we share and that we offer at these meetings, and a lot of knowledge. Excuse me. Basically, my job, I don't know how many of you are how involved you are with direct sellers, how long you've been in. We may have some people on the line. Are we still on?
Yes, Jerry, sorry. Yep, go on. You carry on. I've just muted myself out.
Oh, okay. You just disappeared. So a lot of times on these calls, I'm doing another call tonight with my good friends Derek and Sherry Leisure. Sometimes we have people who are interested in joining but are not yet members. So I have to phrase my remarks and give different information depending upon whether everybody's a member. If you are a prospect, if you are interested in joining, let me tell you, it's a tremendous opportunity. Since I am in the wine trade, not in the business, I don't sell wine. I don't work for a distributor or a representative. I'm a wine educator and writer more than anything else. But I'm on every possible mailing list in the world, and I get, let me show you, I get all of these circulars from all of these different flyers. This is the Wall Street Journal Wine Club. I got this the other day telling me about all the wonderful wines they have. This is special gift to join. This is wine.com. I get tons and tons of these, and here's my $120 discount gift card. And there are a lot of wine clubs around. There are a lot of clubs that will send you 4 bottles, 6 bottles, 12 bottles a month, and you'll get this box, and maybe you'll get some tasting notes, and maybe you'll get some information. That's all you get. There are 3 really important points of differentiation between what we do at Direct Sellers and what a normal, ordinary Wine of the Month club does. First of all is the quality of the product. We have really, really excellent wines, and there's going to be some very, very important announcements in Las Vegas about the wines that we offer, and things like that. I can't really say too much about it now because it's supposed to be a big surprise, but there's going to be a big surprise about the wines. So the wines are good. I'm a member just like everybody else. I get my shipment. I get a box every month, and I have been uniformly pleased. And I'm a collector. I mean, I have a cellar in my house. And I will be doing some live video feeds, some live Facebook feeds from my cellar after we get back from Las Vegas and get that all worked out. I've done some before. But the quality of the wines is uniformly very, very good. They're the kinds of wines that you can receive. You can have people come over, and you're not going to be ashamed to serve them. Now, it's true. There are two kinds of wines in the world, the kind you like and the kind you don't. Will you like every single wine that you get sent? Maybe not. But if you don't, we have a plan where if you don't like it, you can send it back and get something else. So there's a guarantee there. So the quality of the product. Second, of course, is the quality of the business opportunity. Being able to invite people over, share the wines with them, discover the wines with them. And discovery is a big part of this process, believe me. Discover the wines and talk about them and enjoy them all together. And people want to become part of that. They want to join the club. They want to get the wine shipped to them. You can do that. You can sign them up as members, and you can build a business. And a lot of people have built very, very nice businesses doing exactly that with us. And the third point of differentiation is basically, I don't want to sound, egotistical about it, but the third point of differentiation is me and the educational opportunities that we offer. Now, Wall Street Journal Wine Club, I read this brochure, and they have some person and there's a picture of him in here somewhere. Here he is. This guy right here, whoever he is the wine director, and he picks the wines and he does the tasting notes and he writes the information about it. I can't call him up. I can't email him and ask him a question about one of the wines or about the wine world in general, but you can do that with us. I am available to all direct well, hello to all Direct Sellers members worldwide to answer your questions, give you information. We have weekly podcasts that we do. I hope you listen. There was another one just yesterday got posted. We do Wine Whisperer Wednesday, 5-6 minute little thing. You can listen in your car. You can listen on your phone about some information about a particular grape varietal, about a wine region of the world, about some fact about wine, about how it's made. What does oak do to wine? Why do we put wine in oak barrels? Why do we not put wine in oak barrels? All of this information is available to you. And if you have any questions, you can email me, winewhisperer@directsellers.com, and I will get back to you within 24 hours with an answer to your question. So you can always ask the Wine Whisperer. My own website to find out more of, obviously you've got the Direct Seller website and you've got the Direct Seller private Facebook group, which are tremendous sources of information. If you go to winewhisperer.com, there's even more information there. When a podcast gets uploaded, you'll get a notice. When I put out one of my articles that I write for a very big arts and entertainment publication here in South Florida, goes all over South Florida. When I write an article, I post a link to it. There's even more information available to you there. My book, Secrets of the Wine Whisperer, is available on that website as well. Come to Las Vegas, I will have books available for sale and to sign them personally for you. So there's a lot going on here. The club. When I joined the club, I came on board in May of last year. We had 260 members, and now we are an international force to be reckoned with, and we are looking at very seriously making plans and making preparations to open up in other countries as well. So this is a rising star, and you can get in on it now, and you can be part of it, and you can build your business and be able to generate some extra income. There are people who do this full time. There are people who do it for extra money, but my job is to make sure that you know what you're talking about and you learn how to enjoy wine and how to appreciate it, how to drink it, how to serve it. I did a thing about how to uncork a champagne bottle over the holidays because a lot of people get hurt trying to get that thing out of there. So that's basically what I have to offer for today. Paul, back to you. I'm happy to take any questions if you'd like to open it up for questions or any other things that you'd like me to talk about. I'm happy to do it.
Thank you very much, as always, Jerry. Yeah, I've literally just put in the chat group. Has anyone got any questions? So, what we'll try and do is, rather than having everyone speak at once, if anyone has got any questions, put it into the chat group, and I'll ask Jerry for you. But again, I just want to say a massive thank you for jumping on the call, for taking the time out. I saw PJ's live earlier, so I saw you guys sitting down and having some fun this afternoon in Fort Myers.
They've got a lot done.
Yeah, good. I'm really excited about where this is going, and what we're going to be able to do with direct sellers as a country within the UK this year. We had a great event in Leeds at the weekend, and for those of you that are on the call tonight that were in Leeds, I'm sure you'll all agree that it was a very positive call. A very positive meeting. It was very inspirational. We had some great stories, and Vegas will be just the same, but on a much larger scale. And I think about it, and I say it so many times. We're literally just beginning with this. We've only just started with direct sellers, and I look at where we can be in 12 months' time, where we're going to be in 3 years' time, where we're going to be in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time, and the countries that we're going to be opening. And Jerry, I just want to say thank you for me personally, for all the knowledge that you've given me. I know we've sent emails backwards and forwards, and on your recommendations, I've gone out and bought some books, and my wine knowledge has increased quite a lot being involved with direct sellers. So I appreciate you and everything that you're doing for the company and for us.
So we're getting some questions.
Right, we've got some questions. Fiona, have we got more DC unique wines coming into the UK?
That's part of some of the things we're going to be announcing in Las Vegas that I really can't address now because I don't have full information. Right now, I am not involved in personally selecting the wines that you receive in the UK. I am getting more involved in that. I'm getting more involved in writing the tasting notes that help you enjoy and appreciate the wines more and kind of understand what to expect. But I'm going to have to just shelve that question for now because I don't really have a complete answer at this time. I wish I did. I'm sorry. Ask me again at the end of the month.
I got told in Leeds, I think it was from PJ, that I believe that there's going to be another 3 wines in February that are unique to DC. So I'm, I don't want to say 100%, but that's the information that I got told, that in the month of February, 3 more wines will be, unique to DC. Mm-hmm. Christina, hi Jerry, I loved your wine whisper on Wednesday with the wonderful wines from Umbria. Are there going to be wines from that region in the future?
That really depends on where we source wines from. I'll tell you what, when I get my box every month, I'm surprised. I never know what's going to be in there, and that's kind of part of the fun, I suppose. Depending upon a lot of it depends upon availability, because first of all, you have to understand that we ship out, I don't know, something like 60,000 bottles a month or something like that, and we need to find providers and wineries that, number one, meet our standards of quality, and number two, have enough wine to fulfill, to fill up the pipe that we have created. So we're always searching for wines from all over the world. I got a couple of very nice wines from Sicily. I've been to Sicily and I've enjoyed the wines there, and it was really nice to see a couple of bottles of Nero d'Avola showing up in my box. So that was really nice. As I said, we're looking all over the world and all over, especially since you guys are in the UK and we have access to Spain, Italy, France, Germany, places like that. There is a good chance that you will see wines from some of these. It's not going to be the same old Chianti, It's there'll be some more interesting wines from some more interesting regions, I hope, in the pipeline very soon. But watch for them, because we're trying to do that. Right now, I just cannot say definitely that yes, you're going to get a Sagrantino de Montefalco next month, because I really don't know. But we're working toward that.
Fantastic. What is the significance of the dimple in the bottle of a wine bottle? That is from Steve and Becky Mitchell.
Okay, that's called the punt. The little place in the bottle, in the bottom of the bottle that sticks up. That's called the punt, and it has basically two two important functions. Number one, making a wine bottle like that increases the strength of the glass. There's more surface area than if there were just a flat bottom. And it helps, from a structural standpoint, it helps to make the bottle less fragile. So that's the biggie. The second one is a little bit more fun. That's where you put your thumb when you hold, and I don't have a bottle here with me. Wish I did. It's, it's happy hour. You hold the bottle by the bottom and you put your thumb in it when you pour. I see a lot of people doing that, but mainly it's more of a structural consideration than anything else.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Steve. Becky, hope that helped. Carl, I know that Jerry has mentioned his book. Is there an opportunity to get these signed in the UK? Carl, just to let you know and to rub salt into your wound, I've personally got a book signed by Jerry.
Was that in New York? Was that when we were hooked up in New York?
That was, I think that was in Vegas last year.
Vegas last year? Okay.
Yeah. So I know before Jerry, you answer that, I know Jerry is desperate to come over to the UK.
I really am.
We're doing everything that we can to make that happen. So I'm fairly confident to say that Jerry will be over at some point this year, and I'm also fairly confident to say that when he does come over, we will be getting some books signed. But this is the book.
That's it.
One of the books, and there you go, signed by the great man himself.
It was a pleasure doing that.
Thank you very much.
Well, the problem with that is obviously that it costs more to send the book over to the UK than the cover price. I got an order from somebody in Melbourne, Australia, and the book was $20 US, and it cost me $35 to ship it to her. So that's a little bit impractical. But I hope that if you can prevail upon Kevin Ralston to get me over there at some time, I will bring bunches of books and we can sign them, or maybe Paul can bring back some with him from Vegas or from New York later on this year.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. If anyone wants me to bring a book back signed, then we can sort that out, as long as I haven't got a suitcase full of books. But I'm more.
They're expected to bring back 20 or 30. They're very heavy.
But I'm more than happy to do that. Yeah, Sean's just said have Paul bring back a bunch back. Thank you. Christina, when will DC have their own wine labels as they were promised for January? Steve Porter has one for you to sign, which he loves. Yes, as I said like previously, Christina, February, I'm fairly certain that another 3 wines are all going to be DC owned. And as Jerry mentioned, there's a big announcement in Vegas regarding the wines and the future of the wines and moving forward. So we'll get more clarity on that question the weekend after Vegas, I'm fairly certain. But Jerry, did you want to add?
I promise you will get more information about it in Las Vegas. Right now, I don't want to steal anybody's thunder. That's all I can say about it now. But yes, an announcement regarding that will be made. Perfect.
Will you be choosing wines from English wineries as they are award-winning?
At this point, I do not know of any plans to source wines from wineries in the UK. I think part of the issue there is that their production may not be high enough. When you're in a place like Australia, where they're just swimming in grape juice. I mean, they have thousands and thousands and thousands of acres of Shiraz planted down there, and they're swimming in the stuff. So it's relatively easy for us to buy the wine, again, as long as it meets our standards, in bulk, bring it over, bottle it, and we can offer it at a reasonable price by doing that. At this point, I am not aware of any plans to source wines from English wineries, but I will ask.
Thank you very much. Is there guys? Have you got any more questions while this great man is on our call? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Anthony.
Is that PJ on the chair?
What chair?
What chair?
No, PJ has less hair than I do. Tips for wine socials.
Any top tip for wine socials? Good question.
I do. There is a podcast about it, but there's a couple of things that you can keep in mind when you stage your wine social. Number one, The joy of this is discovering wines together. There's a couple of things that you want to do. First of all, you want to serve white wines before red wines and dry wines before sweeter wines. So before the social, when you're planning on what you're going to serve, taste through them. Start with the whites and have a little sip of each one so you kind of know what to expect and you know what order to serve them in. That's number one. Number two, create a little display. People are coming into your house and you've got a dining room table or a place set up in your salon or your living room. Create a display of the wines. Maybe you can get a wooden wine box from a wine store or something like that, and put the bottles up on different levels, and maybe put some fruit around them or something like that. But maybe it's a product. You want to present it attractively because you want to get people interested in it and enjoy it. So. Set up some kind of a display. Number three, the kind of glass you use is very important. Paul, let me see that glass again real quick. There you go. The kind of glass you want to use. Now, obviously, some of the really good glasses cost a lot of money. I don't know what our shipping situation is over to the UK, but we have plastic glasses that are exactly the right shape for showing wine off to the best at the best. And believe me, the shape of the glass really does make a difference. I have been to trade wine events where we had the same wine in 4 or 5 different glasses, tasting them side by side, and the difference between them is really, really remarkable. So the right glass is important. You can get small, even stemless glasses that are the right shape. And you can get them by the 6-pack or the 12-pack that are not very expensive. A lot of them are probably safe to put in the dishwasher if you have one. So use the right kind of glass. And number 4, make sure that you discuss the wines with your friends. Ask them, you're going to take a sip and you smell it, or you swirl it and you smell it, and you ask them, what's the very first thing that comes to your mind? What's the first thing you smell? It's a very subconscious thing. You don't want them to think about it. You just want them to react. And when they sip it, what's the first thing you taste? And somebody will say, well, I taste a plum. And somebody else says, yeah, you know what? I get that. And I'm tasting cherries. And somebody else says, yeah, I'm tasting such and such. So this conversation sort of multiplies itself. And different people will delight in discovering, number 1, that they're tasting something that nobody else is tasting. And number 2, that their sensations and what they're getting out of the wine is being supported and validated by other people. Or a lot of it happens by power of suggestion. You sniff the wine, you say, I smell tobacco. And somebody else goes, yeah, you know what? You're right. I couldn't place it. I smell it too, but I couldn't figure out quite what it was. So encourage the interaction. And these are, if you want any other tips, again, email me, winewhisperer@directsellers.com. And I'll be happy to give you some more information. And I think we even have a podcast about it. I would have to look it up.
Final question. This is a good one. I don't know if you can answer this. What is your favorite wine?
The last bottle I had. I get that question a lot. People ask me that all the time. And all I can say is that there are certain wines that I have tasted during my extensive wine consumption career that stand out to me for a variety of reasons. There's a 2001 Chateau d'Yquem, which is a sweet wine that comes from France. It's a Sauterne. There is a 98 Maceto, which is a Tuscan wine. I'll never have it again because it costs like $300-400 a bottle, but I had the opportunity to taste it once. So there are bottles that stand out for me. Of course, the bottle that did it for me, I don't know if any of you have seen the movie Sideways. Paul, have you seen Sideways?
No, I haven't.
If you get Netflix or something, or get it on DVD, it's a movie about these 2 guys. They're old college friends. One of them is getting ready to get married, and they live in Southern California, and they go up to the Santa Barbara area, which is a big Pinot Noir growing area, for a week of playing golf and having fun and sampling wines. And somebody at one point says, what was the bottle that did it for you? It's kind of like you never forget your first boyfriend or your first girlfriend. You never forget the bottle that you tasted and you went, oh my God, I never knew anything could taste like that. My wife is a martini drinker. I was a beer drinker. And a friend of ours came over. We had just met them. He works for Southern Wine and Spirits, which is a major distributor here in the States. and he poured me a glass of Cloudy Bay Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand. It was in 1993, and I tasted it, and I had an epiphany. It was like St. Paul falling off his horse, gets struck by lightning, you know. It was just, I had never tasted anything like that in my life. And from that day on, my wife and I both became very, very interested and very charmed by and very serious about wine. And it's taken us all over the world to a lot of wonderful people, a lot of wonderful places and experiences. So a lot of it depends on where you are and who you're with. In my book, and I know Paul's read it, the last chapter of the book is about a bottle that my wife and I drank sitting on a patio outside of Florence in Tuscany. We had bought it from the guy down the street who made it in his garage. It didn't have a label on it, just had a cork stuck in it. It cost $2, and I'll never forget it because it was sunset in Tuscany. We're looking out over the hills and the vineyards and the Italian cypress and the farmhouse on the hillside. It was a magical moment, and it was, you know, it was a $2 bottle, but it was one of my favorite wines. I hope that answers the question. I went on a little bit too long.
Brilliant. Thank you. Guys, I'm sure you'll all agree tonight has been a great call. I hope you've all taken some knowledge. I hope you've all taken tips. But as Jerry said, he's there for you. You know, if you've got a question, email him. You know, the amount of times that I've emailed him and he literally comes back to me same day, straight away, if it works on time differences. So, you know, use Jerry to your advantage. We've got one of the best in the business involved in a great company that we know that's going to be going places. So again, Jerry, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to jump on our team call. Guys, that's pretty much us done then for tonight. But as I said, every single Thursday at 9 o'clock, we will be having a special guest on. And next week, we're going to be joined by Kevin Ralston, who's going to be going through back office training. So it's going to be, I'm really looking forward to that one. We've got an opportunity call again on Monday night at 8:30. We'll get the information into the groups. But it's you know, January's gone now. It's out the way. February's a new month. It's time to get busy. It's time to get out there. We start sharing the product. Get your wine socials booked in, invite people over to your house, get them to try the products, and let's make this month a really successful month. I think yesterday alone we put in close to 30 customers, which is absolutely brilliant. But now, you know, rather than doing it all on the last day of the month where there was a special offer, now we do it on a daily basis. So like always, if I can help any of you with three-way calls or Zoom calls, or if you need to jump on a call, and if I can help you in any way, if you've got any questions that I can help you with, then I'm here for you. But, you know, again, Jerry, thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you in Las Vegas in a couple of weeks. Guys, we will be back, and I'll see you guys on Monday evening, 8:30. We'll get the information up into the group. And then as soon as this call's finished, I'll load it up and I'll get the link in the group. So appreciate everyone jumping on. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Have a great Friday. Have a brilliant weekend. And I'll see you guys on Monday evening. Good night, all.
Thank you, Jerry.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.